I never actually knew whether this day would come. I've been struggling with this for a long time. I've been very much in a place where my heart has been telling me to do one thing, but my mind has been telling me to do another. I have been in a position where my finances are interesting. I actually worked really hard to pay off over $30,000 in debt in 2.5 years. And this was on an income that was not much. I mean, I wasn't exceeding 100K at all. And when I got out of college, I moved home. I struggled to come to terms with the fact of how little I was making, as well as the fact that I really don't like that. It makes me very uncomfortable. What got me through the majority of the time was productivity apps and tools. Being organized, being efficient. I knew that my income was going to increase. And then also I just got to do what I really wanted to every day, right? I think for the most part, when it comes to being productive and productivity apps, people talk about, how it keeps them organized and stuff. But if you use them intentionally, it allows you to live a life that I think is more in line with what you believe in and what you care about. Now, the hard thing about this entire process post graduating was I kept doing the right thing. I did the right thing every month, every day. I would wake up at 4 a.m. This is not an exaggeration. If you ask my parents, when I was living at home, I would be up. My mom sometimes would be up at early hours because she couldn't sleep or otherwise. And it would be like, oh, you're already up. Yes, it is not an exaggeration. I don't do this to, get views on the internet or whatever. I genuinely want to put in the time every single day to make something what I want, right? I wanted to run a YouTube channel and have an online business. I've been obsessed with this concept of having an online business since I was a junior in college. I thought of waking up and being able to do what I wanted and work in ways that had high leverage. And I didn't have business acumen at the time. I have little now, but I know more. And productivity apps are this thing that have managed to give me so much opportunity. On October 13th of 2023, short of the timeline that I set myself after graduating college, I am able to quit my job and take this business full time. I said to myself that by my birthday, when I was 26 in 2024, I was going to quit my job. That was like my initial goal out of college, unless it financially made sense otherwise. Recently, I've gotten to the point where I do something called content services, but basically I'm making videos for apps and making content regarding newsletters, blogs, social media management, and it's all around productivity and software apps. At first, I was ridiculed and laughed at a little bit by some of my peers because it was a weird thing, like who talks about Google Calendar on their YouTube channel? I knew personally that I liked what I was talking about, and if I did it enough on the internet and reached a large enough audience, revenue would follow and I could talk about what I liked while also serving a purpose to me that was important. Productivity apps got me out of a really rough time in life. And that sounds really weird to say, but I was able to spend time and focus on what I cared about when I time blocked, when I focused on building out a Notion system that made sense for me. And then from there, I spent time every day doing things that were intentional rather than wasting a lot of my time during college. I had wasted a lot of my time prior. It was making me very upset. I was addicted to video games. And when I say that, I mean that. I think I averaged like 6.5 hours a day on World of Warcraft for second half of my freshman year through most of my sophomore year. I barely slept. I was excelling at track somehow. I still don't know how that worked. I had like an iron deficiency and I was just most of the time pretty upset. And then I hit this breaking point where I just was like, I'm going to spend time doing things. I'm going to delay gratification and just keep on keeping on. And I did. And then after starting Rise Productive in March of 2023, it officially turning into an S Corp in business in July of 2023. After starting Rise Productive unofficially in March of 2020 with my ebook, 10 Steps to Saving Time and Doing More, and my website, my YouTube channel in April of 2020, and then my business becoming official, becoming an LLC in July of 2023, I now am at a position where it would actually be pretty stupid for me not to continue this full time. The amount of gratitude that I have for this audience, for the people that watch this content is so big, it's not even funny. I never thought I would make this video at this point. I thought that it would take a little bit longer. Sometimes I hoped it would take a little bit less. But truthfully, if it wasn't for the YouTube channel, I wouldn't be able to do this at all. The YouTube channel got me that platform that then gave apps the confidence that I can make content for their channels and for their social media platforms. I've niched down into a group of one people who I'm the only one that I'm aware of that provides these kind of services at scale like I do. I got to the point where my income was actually exceeding my day job income on a monthly basis. And I was like, man, if I'm part-timing this and it's producing that much a month, it'd be kind of stupid for me not to. But I will say I delayed gratification even more. And I spent the next few months after having reached that same income and then exceeding it to then take the paycheck that I was getting from Rise Productive to pay off my student loan in 2 months. I didn't have a lot, but I had enough to where I was like, wow, I'll take it. Because I hadn't paid myself. This is something else that I like to point out for those of you that are at the beginning of this journey. I didn't pay myself for 3.5 years, nearly 4 years. I did this all the time. I'd wake up at 4, I'd go to bed at 8, and I didn't pay myself. I would pay contractors, I would pay for software, I'd pay to get it so that the flywheel was going quicker, because to me, it didn't matter if I was making extra money on the side. I saved all of my money, I barely go out to eat, I don't drink for multiple reasons, one of the main reasons being, Jesus, it's expensive. And it has been one of the best decisions of my life to not pay myself until now, because then at the end, I was just like, all right, student loan, want to get paid off? Cool. Looking at my finances, I'm like, I saved multiple years of income. I have a lot of savings. I have a lot invested. I really went way too hard on investing, but it's not a bad thing. I'm 25. And then from there, I was like, wait, so I have savings, I have retirement, not like figured out, but it's a good start. And I have a solid amount saved in the business bank account for a buffer. And I paid off all my debt. I paid off a car I don't know if I should have bought, paid off my student loan. At this point, it would be kind of stupid for me not to just do this full time. But I want to point something out to all of you because I have struggled with this thought exercise the entire time. Maybe I should have done it earlier, but I think that taking that delayed gratification and understanding what it means to work a job and run a business really will prepare you for running a business, because you know what hard work is after that. When you work from 4 to 6 p.m. and then people, or later, and people are like, no, you don't. And then you're just sitting there with a straight face like, no, I work 12 to 15 hour days like every day. This is not an exaggeration. Maybe on the weekends it's less, right? But when you know that you can say that with a straight face, I'm pretty confident that I can then go into this business and not fail, because I managed to make both things work. The hardest thing I think I'm gonna struggle with is like the drive, because I didn't like my job so much, so that was a big driver for me getting out of it. But regardless, I just wanted to make this to showcase to you that in less than 4 years, if you really put your mind to something, anything's possible. Thanks to all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.